I've been outside and double checked my measurements, which is just as well, because I've decided that there's a bracket in the corner near the pole that supports everything that I want to not have to put timber over the top of. I'll stop the timber before that. It's not essential that you go all the way to the very edges, so I just need to mark where I'm going to cut now, which it'll be different for everyone, so there's no point in me giving you those measurements. I'm working in the kitchen at the moment because it's such a windy, horrible day outside, and because a while ago I got rid of my sawhorses because I had nowhere to store them. I left them out in the rain and they got ruined. You need 2 clamps, and my son's fortunately come along and he's helping me show you, to hold it in place, otherwise it just wriggles everywhere. Or you need to make yourself a bench clamp, and they're very, very easy to do. You just get yourself a board, something like this, put a piece of timber at the bottom edge, nail it together, put another piece of timber at the top edge, make sure it's going to fit your bench, so like here, hook one onto the other so it won't move, and then you place your timber against that point of the board. So you hold it against there, and then you can saw and cut off your timber using, what are they called, Adam?
Bench hook.
A bench hook. It's the first thing he learnt in woodwork, I believe. And then he's just reminded me of how you use a saw. You always use your line, scratch it like that, just mark it on the line, do the back edge as well, and then keep your fingers out of the way but your thumb helping guide it, just cut it off. Very good. Adam's just going to make a bench hook before he starts to show us how to chisel out some notches to go around the brackets that are holding up my lattice, so that I'll explain that shortly. I'll explain why. But first of all, I've just quickly cut up a piece of flooring with our scroll saw. I couldn't find our jigsaw again. Adam's already put 1 nail in, and he's just going to make sure that this piece is square to the side, so it helps him with any furniture he's making in the future if he wants to use it for furniture. He's got his dolphin box he made in year 7 at school for woodwork, and he's just making sure the sides down here are parallel and the top fits nicely across the top. Then he's holding it in place and he's going to hammer it. While he hammers it, I want to tell you one thing. Don't hammer on tiles. I did exactly what Adam is doing with this tile here. I had a chopping board and I was doing a kids project, and I hammered a stud down really hard, and unfortunately I cracked one of my lovely kitchen bench tiles that I love, because you can just put hot pots absolutely anywhere, roasting dishes all over the bench and do no harm whatsoever. He's just going to finish off the other side of the bench hook. He's actually now using the hook properly. Yep, it's hard against the bench on the other side. He's going to put 1 nail in again, as I said, and then he'll sink the other side in. Hang on, don't you make it square?
It is square.
How do you know?
It's the flooring edge.
Oh, okay, that's easy. Okay, so now what are you doing, Adam?
Just testing it to see if it's going to hold strong.
Okay, he's going to teach me how to chisel, because I always forget which way up the chisel goes, but at the moment he probably hasn't got time because he's got to go walk a dog.
You've got to have the flat edge of the chisel to the line that you want to keep. So if you have that, if you want to keep this side, you put the flat edge to there, and then if you're digging down, if you're using a mallet, you have the flat side up and the angle side down if you're just carving and finishing off, just to scoop that little bit out.
You call that the angle side?
So
I would
that's
have
the
called
angled
it.
side.
Sorry.
The angled face.
So that goes face up,
That
I would
goes
have
face
said.
up without a mallet, and
Yeah.
with a mallet it goes face down.
Oh,
So that
okay.
you get depth in your
But
pin.
not on the very edge,
What do you mean by not?
because you want to keep that edge, so you have to initially
Oh no, yeah, you chisel all along here
with the flat edge
with
against
the
it.
flat edge against the back.
So is that where you're going to start? And you've just got to take out about 5 mil, is that right, Adam?
Around about.
Now, Adam used a clamp because he has them and he felt it was safer, it wouldn't kick up.
It's also, when you're chiseling that way, all
Yeah.
the boards what going to do is do that.
Oh, I see, yes, they're going to
Because
move.
you're gonna-
Yes. And you need 2 hands on the chisel, so it really is handy to have a clamp. Those ones are what type of clamp? Quick release, are
just
they?
Quick grip clamps, they're the cheap version by Craft, right?
Wait on Adam, let's show everyone what I did wrong. I've made a mistake on this. I just put this up against the wall, worked out where my notches were, drew them on the front, and then didn't think in reverse. As Adam says, I'm hopeless at thinking in reverse when I have to use my camper. That's the side that's going against the timber, and the notches at the
Bars
top.
go down like that.
So these notches are going to go out all the way through. And fortunately, it doesn't matter. I'm going to deliberately cut off a piece of this section of the bench hook. Adam told me that this is what they always do. Now I'll have to be very, very careful. I don't want to cut my bench. The reason for this, I'm actually taking off a section here so that any time we cut, it can be on top of the board. It doesn't have to be hanging over the edge all the time. Hi. I'm just going to make sure that the bit that I cut off is actually at right angles. I've just got a kid's little set square and lined that up with the edge. Actually, it should be on this edge, that's the important part, in case this timber isn't even, but it is. And drawn a line, and now I'll cut on that line, not where I was going to, which is not quite perfect right angle. At least then this is a bit of a guide whenever I'm cutting the next time.